The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, and Newy Scruggs.
Here you are, Players Lounge, coming at you on a Wednesday, work day right here at the Star in Frisco.
What I got going on over there, man?
Podcast studios.
Keep all that. That's what our baby on, son.
Yeah, that's what our baby on.
Pause. Bird.
Danny McCray.
Oh, so y'all ain't seen the butter rim? Oh yeah, see, That's what. Yeah, see, y'all know nothing about Bird. It's all right. It's okay. Come on,
that's old school.
Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, Barry Church,
What's
and
happening?
Newy Scruggs. Danny McCray did the All-22, told me last night he was going to watch to see about Deron Bland. Yesterday, you asked me, I said, my untrained eye. I have an untrained eye. You have a trained eye. Clue us in on what you learned when you watched the tape about Deron Bland.
Man, listen, I actually just got through watching the tape maybe 10 minutes ago.
Okay.
And I'm watching it, and I was keyed in on Deron Bland. And I will say this. Did he show up on tape like a D-Law? I don't think so, because D-Law to me played the best on our defense.
Yeah.
Like the splash plays, him getting in the backfield against the run, excellent. When I watched Deron Bland play, I thought he played well. I thought on the plays where they forced him to come up in the run, he fit as well as he could, considering you can't cut the lineman anymore, so he got to get in there and throw the shoulder in.
That's crazy.
And I thought in coverage, outside of the 2-minute drill where we saw him playing off and give up a couple passes, they had like 10 seconds left, so he's trying to make sure he doesn't get beat deep. I thought in press technique he played well. I thought off technique, I seen him get turned around a couple times, like you said, but the ball didn't come his way.
That's true.
So I mean, we don't count those.
Yeah, that's all facts.
We don't
That's
count
all
those.
facts.
So yeah, I don't think you have to disguise or hide. I think Dan Quinn came out and said, "Hey, listen, in coverage, he might have been the best cover guy out there, out of the three corners." We saw Gilmore give up some passes.
Yes, he
We
did.
saw Jordan Lewis give up a
Bust up
pass
coverage, yeah.
outside a 2-minute drill. You didn't see Deron Bland really give up anything.
So do you have any worries going forward? You think they can still stick with that same aggressive style defense they have with him on the outside?
Well, I mean, we said he was the best one. So I mean, we still got to get it shored up with the other guys playing man to man. But as far as like, hey man, we need to protect 20. Nah, I don't think that's the case. Just based off what we saw against Arizona. Will he see better receivers than he played against Arizona? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we still, we reserve the right to change our mind.
Yeah,
but based off what I watched on film, I'm like, okay, all right, maybe he gave him a little bit, like, hey,
some
that's
sauce
one
on
of the
it.
best ones,
Put some extra sauce on
But
it.
as far as like if you going level to level, linebacker, D-line, whatever, you could spotlight Deron and say, okay, he was probably the best in a cornerback room.
And then for Deron Bland to be playing like that spot duty, I mean, it wasn't Thursday when Diggs got hurt, so it wasn't like he had gone through the week even anticipating being a full-time starter like that. But I think the biggest surprise to me with Dan Quinn is how much man he's played this year versus when he was at Seattle Legion of Boom, where they were known zone. He was a zone guy, and so he doesn't rely on that at all. And so maybe I'm thinking that maybe that could be a new wrinkle, especially with the NFL and everyone believing that Quinn's going to be a man guy.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I think now you have the opportunity with a Micah Parsons type guy to say, hey, we're going to line up 5 guys, on the line of scrimmage to try to create some one-on-ones, and that kind of forces you to play man-to-man more than you're able to play that cover 3 with Richard Sherman and Cam Chancellor. So I think utilizing a Micah Parsons then kind of forces you to sit there and say, all right, we're going to play man. That's why we got these 2 corners out here, and we're going to make sure we get Micah Parsons a one-on-one.
They also had, if you think about on that Seattle defense, what they had at the second level, you had Bobby Wagner, and then you had
KJ Wright.
KJ Wright. So you could do a lot when you got some guys that understand depth and all that good stuff. But I'm interested to see what Deron Bland's going to do when we got to go against the Patriots, because, like you said, Dan Quinn loves to play that man-to-man coverage, and we'll see if Belichick attacks that or not. But I think he's going to go with the ground game for sure, though.
Mac Jones. Hey, Mac Jones. Hey, bro. Mac Jones out here wilding though. What he did to my man Gardner? Come on, dog.
And that's all tape.
What was the guy who hit Myles Garrett in the head?
Mason Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph. Hey, man, out here, he on his way. He on his way. It's consistency. This man character sheet is getting long.
So stay with me there. You just made the point. We see I go to turn on Twitter. You see videos of Mac Jones trying to trip guy. I mean, he's a dirty player.
Twisted the guy's ankle last year.
Twisted ankles, dirty player. How do you got as a defensive player going into a game like this? What do you guys say to each other about this guy?
He's a quarterback. Can't do nothing to him. But I'm listen. What was it? Burfict? How you pronounce it?
Vontez
Burfict. Hey man, he gonna have to start getting that treatment. Okay, because although it's not one of those ones where you're like giving guys concussions and stuff, but you can hurt guys the same way, right? Sauce Gardner might have to go out the game for a couple plays, and it might be two of the biggest plays in the game. You twist a guy ankle, and all of a sudden he gets hurt. It's the same type of stuff. And then when players know that, it's on the refs and the league to discipline that guy, because then when you have players try to take it into their own hands, then a guy like Mac Jones is in trouble.
Yeah, I don't know how he's getting away. Well, now I don't know if he's been fined in the past or anything like that, but it seems like he's just getting away with this play. I mean, last year they got it on tape again. He twisted Buddy from Carolina, the defensive end, twisted his ankle up. Here he's hitting guys below the belt. I mean, how do you get away with this type of stuff with no type of nothing?
Not with cameras everywhere, the way it is right now. And he got caught. He got caught doing it this time. But you know what defensive guys are going to do. Every chance they get to get a shot on Mac, they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Just be careful.
While we on the NFL stuff, hey, bro. So, week 1, Detroit versus Kansas City, offensive line. This dude lined up all sides, false start the whole game.
Oh, they got him.
All right. So then the next game they start calling him. Right. Now Andy Reid talking about he getting treated differently than everybody else. You go back to week 1, this man was lined up off the line of scrimmage every snap.
Maybe a fullback.
Every snap.
Might as well.
And come on, man. Come on, dog. Andy. Come on, Andy. Go turn the film on, bro. Y'all let this man get away with this all OTAs and training camp now, and y'all been telling him it's okay. That's why you got to stand up for him now. He outside. That man not on a line of scrimmage, bro.
Man, about to go in motion out here, man. Come on through.
What we doing?
Just sweep with my boy, man. This is crazy.
So was that when a coach before the game goes to referees, hey?
Oh, 100%. 100%. You see it all the time. Hey, we see this on tape. I'm going to point it out to the refs. JG was great for that. He would say, hey, this guy's going to do this. This guy likes to hold a lot. He would highlight it at all and then go straight to the refs before pregame. Hey, make sure you get a hand on number 25 or make sure you look at this guy. He's going to do that. You see it all the time.
And our 100%. FedEx bill was high because they was mailing stuff into the office all the time. Hey, give me all them clips right there.
Man, they going to get their money back.
Jonathan was in the mailroom going to make sure that stuff got sent in there.
You don't get your money back.
Anytime you see something. But you have to, though. You have to, because any advantage in a football game, you know, when every play counts as much as it does in a game like this, and every game counts so much, you have to say, hey, listen, all that stuff, we need to make sure that they're aware of everything, because it really affected if Detroit loses.
Hutchinson would have got, man, he would have been, but you can't beat that when the guy got 2 steps on you. It's tough.
Punt formation. Man, back there playing wing.
Oh, what are we doing?
Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos. I like when Danny's fired up, ready to roll, man. It's good stuff. It is good stuff here. Biggest surprise through 3 weeks. Heckma Harrison. Yeah.
Biggest surprise for me, man. That's a tough one, man.
I'll start.
You start then.
Brandon Aubrey, the kicker.
Yeah, you didn't have no faith in the kicker.
We'd been fooled and fooled again here, and it wasn't something at training camp. Oh yeah, this is it. I mean, it was a struggle bus, and the first, come right out the gate, game 1, and he hasn't missed since. So for me, 3 weeks into this, the fact that this guy's gone out here and been automatic, and with the red zone struggles, they've had to trot him out here. He's done his part. So 3 weeks into this, the kicking situation, got to give it a thumbs up.
I had 3 different guys. So, I mean, I was on the Ferguson train. And so he's the biggest. I would say surprised because.
You almost used it.
I caught myself.
Hold on.
He's been the biggest surprise. Yeah, he's the biggest surprise for me because I figured he would be of more use for especially for Dak in the West Coast offense and being able to get those completed passes, those drops that he had, him and Hendershot in the red zone, as we've talked about the woes that they've had. That's been a big concern. I felt as though this tight end room was ready to take over, man. I mean, we let go of Schultz, and I felt like that next step was going to be with our young guys, and it just hadn't happened yet. yet. I hadn't seen it happen to that level.
Schoon dropped 1 too last week. I was like, goodness gracious, I was just in here
So
saying this, man.
So that's, I mean, yeah, and Jalen Tolbert.
Oh, that's a good one too. That's a good one. D-Mac,
My biggest surprise, man. I don't want to just say the game overall, but the performance against Arizona was a huge surprise for me. One, because of how we started out the season, and we all wanted to try to forget that it was the Jets without Aaron Rodgers, and that it was the most improved quarterback in the NFC East. And
you ain't never gonna live that down.
But we going into that week, going into game one. I'm just saying, going into week one, that was the conversation of okay, he's gonna be most improved. So we're like, okay, the Giants are better. We smoked them 40-0. So we're like, okay, that's a better team. And then you get the Jets the Jets defense. And you say, okay, we still moved the ball on them. Must have been good. And we wanted to believe so bad that this. And then we go up to Arizona, and then now we've been humbled. I think that the way that we played in that game so early in the season, when we know we needed to keep up with the Eagles and the 49ers. It's surprising to me, especially to hear Dan Quinn come out and say, hey, man, my guys didn't play with the effort and intensity they would usually play with. Or Mike McCarthy come out and say, hey, man, we didn't prepare our offensive linemen well enough. When I'm not even going to say it, but you already know. You know what I know. So you know what I know. Oh, man. They were playing it on TV. I saw the man on something.
Come save us. Come save us.
Looks like he needed a nap.
Oh, man.
Man kept the whole face of his person the whole game.
The whole time.
Just one game, guys.
Why they kept him standing up, though? They couldn't get him in there the whole game.
Your back still hurt.
His knees would have been on fire.
Damn.
Take a seat, brother. No,
Just one
man.
game. It's gonna be okay.
But
bounce back.
my biggest surprise, I'm gonna have to go with your brethren, the LSU, my boy Damone Clark. I thought going into this game, and let's put it out there, it ain't like he's played terrible, but to me, I thought he would have that rookie year Van Der Esch type of impact where he's just sideline to sideline flying, making plays, and we don't see him, giving up a lot as far as in the passing game, but he's also a part of that 222 yards on the ground that we saw last week against Arizona. And to me, it was just a big surprise because I thought he would be that, like I said, sideline to sideline, downhill guy, tackling machine, and he hasn't really popped out on tape. Now, he might have, played well overall, but I'm thinking about, that year when Van Der Esch came on as a rookie, him and Jalen Smith, our guy, Mr. Swipe, they balled, and they were making plays each and every game, big impact plays, and that's what I thought I would see out of Damone Clark. But like we said, it's early in the season, so he still has some time to catch on. But that was my biggest surprise so far this year.
Yeah, and the thing, I honestly don't know if you're gonna see that type of play from him this year. I think you're going to see him going sideline to sideline, and making big plays. But when I imagine, I'm thinking like a Devin White.
Yeah, like just impact. The ball's getting turned over.
I'm thinking of that type of stuff. I don't know if you're going to see it from him this year. Again, this is his first year getting back in. Devin White was a totally different
LSU guy.
Devin White was a totally different animal out there. He was a totally different animal. I think as he gets more comfortable, like a DeMarcus Lawrence or like a Michael Parsons in this system, and he gets that time under his belt of like, hey man, we know how hard it was to read them pulling guards, and watching it all 22, they had some misdirection going on with them pulling guards too, and it was hard for him to see it.
That's true.
It's gonna be a learning experience for him, and hopefully he picks up on it and it helps him react a little faster. But I think he'll be better. But I think it's gonna be hard for us to see because that was a hell of a year for them too.
You talking about
for Van Der Esch,
18? Man, they were scooping and scoring. That was crazy.
Clear view.
Yeah,
that's
touching back on what Heck was said about the tight ends. Go back to draft day. Sitting there in the first round, two guys they were looking at. Obviously, they took Mozzie Smith. The other tight end Sam Laporta out of Iowa, who had 11 targets.
He's doing his thing.
And collected 8 receptions for 84 yards and 1 touchdown, average 10.5 yards in the Lions' 20-6 win.
We got schooling for the run, bro. This is Ferguson, the other side of the passing guys.
Anyway, just my thought. Just like
shout out to Mozzie. He gonna pay him out.
You sure about
I was looking for Mozzie in the locker room today.
I bet you was.
See,
I ain't see him in there.
What you want to?
I talked to also Diggy Zoo and Neville Gallimore, but couldn't find Mozzie.
You know who I want to know Did you talk?
He was going by. He was going out of the locker room when I went in.
Okay.
Who, CJ?
Yeah.
CJ.
Well, I seen him get spotlighted of like I forgot who wrote the article. I saw it on Twitter today of like guys who you may have forgotten about who played a good game, and his picture was on the front of that thing. I'm just telling you, you don't realize how much you need a guy like CJ on kickoff and punt until a guy like Dwayne Harris is running it back on you, against New York when we just went up and took the lead. Like you don't realize that until you don't have it. So that's why I'm just gonna keep on. He don't have Kelvin Joseph here anymore. So the dude making all the tackles is 29. Very important position.
Yeah, no. See, he was going out as we were all coming in, so I did not get an opportunity to talk to him. All right, let's get our first break in here. When we come back, Mike McCarthy versus Bill Belichick. Let's get our thoughts on two guys who've won Super Bowls. One has more than the other, and one is going to the Hall of Fame automatically.
He's in the lab, man.
But Mike McCarthy has won a Super Bowl in AT&T Stadium. So we'll dive into that with Danny McCray, Heckman Harrison, and Barry Church. I'm Dewey Scruggs. This is the Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos on DallasCowboys.com radio.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Hi, I'm Danny McCray, Dallas Cowboys alumni player here with Smoothie King. And Smoothie King wants to ask you, what's that sound? That's the sound of you and everyone else absolutely loving new smoothie bowls from Smoothie King. And woo, me too. These smoothie bowls start with acai and pitaya and are handcrafted with fresh toppings like sliced bananas, sweet berries, crunchy Purely Elizabeth granola, and a savory peanut butter drizzle. New smoothie bowls, only at Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. #Be your own boss.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together, and we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to the Players Lounge.
It's redemption time, guys.
Here we go.
Mark your calendars and get your Lederhosen and scenes ready. Frisco Oktoberfest officially returns for the 4th annual celebration on Saturday, October the 7th at the Star in Frisco, featuring Bavarian-inspired activities, delicious food and drink, and plenty of great live entertainment. Visit thestardistrict.com/events for more information.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about.
That was strong.
That was the one right there, dog.
You had me nervous. Usually when the people start fumbling the boat, it's a
Strong. You came back.
That's a recover right there. You recover.
Resilience. With a shirt, resilience.
I was waiting on Bavarian.
That's the one thing. That's the one thing.
And what is it? Caprica?
Again, just throw it up. Yeah, sometimes you gotta laugh at yourself. Cause I'll tell you, I know I was like, I went back and looked at it, I was like, ooh, that was bad. Them people they should have put their advertising dollars in that.
What's it? Redemption time. I love it. Oh man.
Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos.
I can read.
Larry Church,
Butterfly in
Heckman
the sky.
Harrison, Danny McCray.
Take a look.
I'm Dewey Scruggs.
Oh man.
Oh man.
When in doubt, read him in that Morgan Freeman voice. Do the Morgan Freeman voice.
Try it.
You can see Jerry Jones. All lined up.
I had to check, man. I've been seeing The Rock on TV a lot. I want to make sure he wasn't inspired. He all at the Colorado game. He all, WWE, all that. I want to.
He said he retired them
joints. Yeah. Then I sent the photo. He's like, "That ain't the ones I got. I got the all whites."
Put some respect on the Brahmas. Put some respect on the Brahmas.
I got the test one, the originals.
Yeah. We know it. They prototype. That's what they look like. Prototype.
They're gonna get signed too. They're gonna get signed, autographed, and put on eBay. He was doing. They had a workout. They had XFL workout. They didn't say he was coming, so now I know how they work over there. So they don't tell you when he's coming. Mm-hmm. So then the media will come actually get him because there's not a whole lot. So I'm gonna take him in the bag. There it is. Gonna take him in the bag with me.
I hope you get him signed.
Yes,
because that's the only way they work.
That's it, man.
You can't do nothing else with them. You can't do that. They just there.
You gotta put the.
We'll start turning colors in a minute. You know that oxygen you get to them.
I've got that. I got those pair, and you guys are too young, but I got a pair of Larry Johnson, Grandmama Cons.
Grandmamas.
And I just knew that these were going to be worth money. I was like, this is like the next Jordan type thing. Larry Johnson, Rookie of the Year, played at UNLV. People loved Larry. And I was living in North Carolina. I was with the Hornets, NBA rookie. I was like, yeah, this is going to be worth something. And I was working at the Converse store. They're somewhere, don't know where they are. It's a white pair. I was like, man, they're going to be worth something someday.
They ain't white no more.
If I ever find him, because Larry's from here, I'll see if Larry, Grandmama will. Hate what happened to him, man. I thought this man was going to be on his way to the Hall of Fame till he got hurt. But love me. Like I said, you guys too.
My mom.
So this week we've got Bill Belichick versus Mike McCarthy. Bill Belichick has 299 regular season wins, the most by any active head coach right now. So he's at 299. Mike McCarthy's at 157. How do we see this matchup? I'll start over here.
It's gonna be a great chess matchup, I think, between the two of them. And Dak's gonna have to make some great decisions out there because we know what Belichick does. He takes away what you do best. And to me, right now, what they do best is passing wise, just get the ball to CeeDee Lamb. Whether it's short, intermediate, deep, however they want to do it, that's who they want to get the ball to. So Belichick is gonna find some way to take him away and make him the second or third option. So then, to me, it comes down to decision making. Who you going to feature out there and who you going to get the ball to? And if you're Dak, if you hold the ball too long, you know that rush is coming because Judon and them boys, they got some rushers over there. And you know that secondary is going to be disciplined out there.
What's that safety?
Not
just drafted this year.
It's Kyle Duggar and Jabril Peppers.
Peppers, all right, but Duggar, I think he uses him well. You talking about the corner?
I'm talking about the corner. My bad.
Christian
Gonzalez.
He's cold. He's good, man. He's good.
Gracious. Yeah.
It's gonna be a chess matchup. It's gonna be a chess matchup.
Here we go.
Man.
And said to travel with CD.
You gonna travel with him?
I believe so.
There it is. They have a safety cutting them. They're going to have all types of gimmicks for this offense. So it's going to be a great chess match, and we're going to see what happens.
Man, I've talked to you about how much I respect and admire Bill Belichick. And, man, this bucket list, I wish I could spend a week just watching it because I want to see how he prepares. I mean, there's got to be a method to it. As good as he is, his defenses are multiple. Dak probably has a stack this big to prepare for this week. And you talk about him being on his A game. That's the one thing that I worry about is – the double clutch, is it there? Is it? And we know what has happened when he's done that. And just look, he's at the point right now, his 8th year in the NFL, where he should know coverage. And obviously, he knows coverages and the ability to disguise different things, in formation checks and all of that. I just feel like Bill is really going to show how to take on this new Mike McCarthy offense. And I was looking at the game that I was looking at when I was evaluating them is the Miami New England game. And I don't know why Sean Payton didn't watch the Miami game because
he think he's better.
Yeah, we got this. Belichick showed you how to do it, and you went out there with a whole nother idea and got skunked by 50. So, I think it's going to be an interesting matchup between two really good head coaches. It's going to be a chess match, and it's going to be 4 quarters of football, man.
I hope that Mike McCarthy goes in there and gets tons of advice from Dan Quinn. because as of right now, based on the first 3 weeks of the season, it does make me nervous. Mike McCarthy going against Bill Belichick's defense, because I know how multiple it is, and then we're coming off of a game where the blueprint essentially has been shown of like, hey, run this coverage, and this is what you're gonna give them, and you're gonna force them to take 5 yards down the field, 5 yards down the field, see if they can make it all the way down there. Oh yeah, by the way, you want to get 122 rushing? Go ahead.
We'll give it
How
to
many
you.
points you gonna end up with? So I think the recipe is out there for to say, okay, Mike, this is the opportunity that you have in front of you to say, all right, I'm going against Belichick. This is what happened to us against Arizona. We're going to use whatever Bill Belichick's formula is of like studying what other teams have done to stop us, and we're going to go opposite. Right. Do something different. Get the ball down the field, make sure you stretch them out, and then see how they react after that. But I think
just ask Kellen, He put up 35 on Bill, so I'm just saying.
I don't know.
If you need some, assistance.
I don't know how comfortable I feel right now, but I do know this. I think our defense is going to be all right.
Yeah, put up 35 on him. I'm just saying.
The last meeting between the Cowboys and Patriots, Dallas won 35-29 in overtime.
They did.
October 17th, 2021. Like the Cardinals, New England has won 6 of the last 7 meetings. But the last meeting was somebody missing from New England. Made a little bit different.
Yeah, that's facts.
Guy named Brady. Mike McCarthy is 2-3 all time against New England in his head coaching career. So just a couple of the numbers right there between the matchup of Bill Belichick and Mike McCarthy, one going to the Hall of Fame and the other building a resume, which could put him in.
Well, listen, I don't want to put an asterisk by it. Offensive line. because could we go out there with the offensive line we had last week? Like you said, Judon and them boys.
They gonna expose something. They gonna expose something.
Good, yeah.
But why would? All right, let me ask y'all. I'm gonna see what. Do y'all think they would do this, or they should do this? If 77 ain't a go, slide the other T. Smith out there, and then let Noah. I don't want to butcher his last name. Put him at the guard because that's where we saw him in New York. Yeah, and he did his thing.
Noah.
Well, not Noah. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the corner. I was thinking of Noah. Yeah, 71. Yeah, 71. I don't want to butcher his name either. I don't want to butcher his name either.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. Now that you have a week to prepare, if you just last week, it just obviously Tyron was healthy throughout the week, and they didn't know that he was going to be a scratch on game day. But now that you have a week to prepare, I'd be willing to bet that they would do that if Tyron is not a go. But you're right, man. This Matthew Judon matchup is going to be hell for whoever he line up. And they'll move him around. That's why true. I was waiting for what Bill Belichick said about Micah. Like, you sent me over the clip and what he said about Jalen Hurts.
I don't want to make you feel bad about Micah because it sounded like he stepped off the train. He stepped off of it. He watched the game and was like, ain't nobody close to LT, bro. Y'all stop saying that.
And he basically did. That guy that spent 10 years with LT, I trust what Bill said.
He said it. I didn't want to.
It's all good. It's all good. I knew it was coming. I want to beat you to it.
Nah, they keep asking about the LT comparison, and Bill's just like, hey, listen, to me, nobody's above LT. Yeah. Like, I saw a guy who could tilt the field every time he was on it, and he did it for 10 years. And until you start getting a guy who can do it like that for that long, pause.
Character sheet getting long, bro.
I'm sorry. Until you get a guy, like whatever. All right. But that's what he said. So he said, but he also said he's probably biased because he was around LT for 10 years. So you know what it is. Shout out to y'all. What's his ring look like?
You know what the next one is? It's about barbecue.
Let's take a break so you can get to it. Hey, yo. Mike Tostitos right here on DallasCowboys.com.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. #Be your own boss.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together, and we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Join us at Miller Lighthouse at AT&T Stadium on October 7th and 8th for a world-class barbecue from pit masters across the country while enjoying live entertainment and libation at Q Barbecue Fest Dallas. This October, the only thing hotter than the Dallas Cowboys would be 30,000 pounds, 30,000 pounds of brisket, chicken, pulled pork, and ribs smoking at Miller Lighthouse when some of the biggest names in barbecue come together at Q Barbecue Fest. Tickets are on sale now at SeatGeek.com, the official ticketing provider of AT&T Stadium.
Hey, 30,000 pounds of barbecue, that's a lot of barbecue.
That's a lot of barbecue, man.
How many people usually show up to this? Have you been?
I have not.
Have you seen any video? Are you going?
I don't know.
Oh, but you might.
I had to look.
That was good. That was good right there, man. I'll tell you what. That was good.
I don't know.
That was good.
30 years.
All right.
I am going to court tomorrow for a reason, so I'll be able to be on point here. So
there we go.
Yes. Jerry Jones did a radio show, and he said that he did not want to spoil anything. That there could be a surprise for Ezekiel Elliott as he returns to AT&T Stadium.
A surprise.
What could it not be?
Can I ask the question?
Man, that's interesting.
Does he deserve it? Is that what you on?
There you go.
So do we know what a surprise?
After what Kellen did to him for his last play, absolutely. He deserves an apology.
Why y'all gonna do
what
that?
Your man did to Ezekiel Elliott his last play in the Dallas Cowboys.
Why you throw my man under the bus like that, man?
Yes.
Chris getting the highlight reel together right now.
Man, he gave us the kettle jump, all that stuff, man. The cereal, everybody out there doing that. And you, come on, man.
Why you bring my man into it like
Because he did.
He ain't man.
Because he did. Next year, have Austin Eckler looking like that.
Austin, he ain't coming back till he get paid. You're like, hey, look, I ain't coming back, man.
Nah, man. Nah, yeah. No, listen, I think we forget, like, when Zeke came in, how quickly the team changed.
Yeah. Crazy.
Right? Leading the league in rushing, him and Dak 2-1-4, all that stuff. That was a great time around here. All right, and to Kellen Moore, send him out. He deserves it. He deserves it.
What do we think? What do we think it like?
They probably give him a little video,
tribute video, or something?
like not nothing crazy.
The
worst part would be you give him a tribute, he come out and run for 160 on you.
That would be
the worst part.
No, that would be
keep
crazy.
your gift. Keep that. I got these.
Yeah.
Nah. I think he deserves it though, man. Zeke did give a lot here to the Cowboys, and I remember I wasn't here, and I remember I was at home. I was like, man, why we couldn't roll like that? And he was an integral part of this offense and making sure that the Cowboys were back on the map in that sense. So I think he deserves it.
DC, did you get to come back?
Nah, I ain't. When I came back,
I'm just talking about the play.
us. Played the Cowboys?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was ugly.
It was
ugly.
it was
ugly. We got abused.
Yeah.
They didn't give me a video. They just threw a touchdown on me. That's what they did. Here, take this with your church. I was like, oh, man. That's how y'all feel?
Got a gift for you.
I ain't get nothing. I ain't get nothing, man.
You don't? Do you think he deserves it?
No, I do. I mean, he had a huge impact. I mean, like you said, when we lost, DeMarco Murray to free agency, it was a year where it was McFadden, which went against him, but he wasn't DeMarco. Randall was out there, still in underwear,
still in draws. Okay, you think about what you had before Z got.
And then he got there and he turned us all around.
And what did DeMarco get when he came back here? Nothing.
That's true too.
Huh?
He didn't get nothing.
DeMarco left and went to the Eagles.
Yeah, that boom, he wasn't gonna get nothing.
Man, we're in the division. Got to see him twice. They gonna give him some every time he come back.
They chose not to sign him.
It don't matter. They gonna give him some every time he come back. So now you give it to him once. Well, we got a tribute one time, and then the next year if he's still there, we got to give him a tribute again.
That's the question.
I would have loved to see if Dez got
NFL
one.
offensive player. I'm just trying.
He got hurt right before he was supposed to come back.
They still allowing Dez to do whatever he want with the Cowboys. Okay, so
it's all good.
He's still getting tributes. That man be having watch parties, all type of stuff, selling tickets.
Romo came back with CBS. They put the thing in there, making Tony. So I'm trying.
So what do you think he deserves it or not?
I'm just trying to understand.
No. You asked the question, but do you think that he deserves a tribute when he comes back here?
I probably wouldn't do it. If I was with my team, I would do it.
Okay.
But Jerry was very complimentary of Zeke, talking about him as a teammate, the energy that he brought. I mean, it's undeniable. Some of the things that he did in the record books, all the great running backs that came through the Dallas Cowboys. So, I mean, y'all know I was hurt about him going, but at the same time, seeing him come back and him be celebrated, at least appreciate him for what he's did for the Dallas Cowboys, I think is warranted. I don't think it's not going to be anything crazy. You're not going to Ring of Honor. No, it's not like that. So
I mean, and Jerry, and we know Jerry has an affection for certain guys in the organization, here, not here anymore. And I just remember when Zeke was going through those suspensions, a possibility of being suspended, and Jerry had his back the whole time. So I could just imagine how, Jerry probably wanted him to come back, and somebody was like, hey, man,
I think about it, man. I don't know. Man.
Prime didn't get that.
I think about it. I'm like, hold on, man.
It's a new day, bro.
I don't know, man.
Nui, do you remember
it's a new day. Shout out to Zeke.
Hey, Nui, do you remember when Emmett came back? He was with the Cardinals.
Arizona, I was there.
And Roy Williams put that boom on him. Boy, that was a hard game for Emmett.
Was that his gift?
He got lit up.
He had the press conference after, man, and he broke down. It's like, talk about how he got to see his daughter play soccer, and you could tell he was hurting, man. And I just.
So no, you don't. You don't think he deserves it? Okay.
I gotta think about that one.
Well, the fact is, he gonna get it.
He gonna get it.
It don't matter what we think. He gonna get it. I'm with you, Jerry. Show him some love.
I don't know, man.
And when Church get back to the stadium, show him some love too.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Show him some love.
Now I'm thinking about it, man. I don't know, man. I don't know.
As I used to say when I had a radio show, it's always interesting on who we choose to condemn and who we choose to forgive. It's interesting of, hey, we'll celebrate you, we will not celebrate you. I just find it interesting.
But that's normal around here. I'm not even going to start saying names because I don't want to start nothing. But that's normal around here. Rob said, hey, everybody ain't the same, my brother. It's different. All right?
Yeah, you're right. Jimmy can't get in the Ring of Honor.
I didn't say nothing.
DeMarcus Ware got the Ring of Honor.
He did.
It is very interesting. It is very interesting.
When you own the team.
Open up a can. You open up a can.
It's about to get messy. We're on our way.
Do as you please.
That's
You're right. The owner said that there was other coaching people who could be considered to go in as well.
I ain't got it. I'm talking about Zeke. Talking about Zeke.
It all comes in.
Shout out to Jimmy. He went on Survivor. I don't know.
It's all right there.
They gonna
all in the gumbo.
Gumbo.
Very sweet.
All in the gumbo.
Speaking of, I'm gonna start making some good gumbo soon here, but
I don't.
I probably because the chicken broth. You can't eat that either. Man, you just.
It's all good, man. Everybody else enjoy it.
You just smell the roof. You just smell the roof.
Hey, man. Yo, listen.
Here we go.
God, man.
It's on the way. It's on the way, man.
You said okra?
Yeah.
And crackers?
Yeah.
All right. Vegetable broth.
Vegetable broth.
That's
Good deal.
trash
Probably won't
gumbo.
taste the same. It probably won't. Hey, but you can put that Obey in there. It's still good. I can use my imagination. Okay.
I had a conversation with Osa Digizua and Neville Gallimore, and both the gentlemen said, basically, guys, you just do your part. Too many people trying to make a big play on the defensive line. They feel like things can get corrected. And Gallimore played at Oklahoma. And so I talked to him, and I just said, obviously you played at OU, you play here. One loss is not a regular loss anywhere else. It is an event. And people are not happy. And there's call FEMA because you need rescue. Folks ready to jump off. And, so he said, yeah, that's why you come here. But he said they could get things corrected. Osa said they're not panicking. They saw what they did wrong. They'll be fine. I'm like, they rushed for 157 yards last week. They come. Dion, they coming. And he said, expect them to. So, all right. Bill Belichick is going to run this football. He's going to make them stop. You got to stop them. So he says those two say they are up for the challenge. So we'll see.
I agree with him. Because if you look at it, everything like you said on Monday, everything that has gone wrong with him is coachable, in my opinion, because the talent's there. I mean, you look at the defensive line, you look at that front seven. I mean, outside of last week, we were saying it's the best front seven in football right here. So
Joe Green in them.
They was rolling. Yeah, you had said Joe Green in them. So I think everything they have you didn't want to throw that one in.
Hey, this is the same old Jordan thing right here, man. Nobody can be better than Jordan. All right, come on, man.
It's coachable, though.
Come on, it's coachable.
It is. I mean, it's coachable.
Jordan, that's right. Sometimes I dream.
What you think, D-Man?
I agree with Barry. Listen,
Hey, my man got him. He got him all.
Sidebar, the fact that nobody in the future can ever be better than Jordan, ain't even born yet, is the reason why I don't have this argument with people who say that Jordan's the best ever and all this other stuff. Two, I think same as you. All right? I think it's a lot of it is coachable. I still have to see us stop the run against a legitimate run team in one of those games where it's going back and forth, and we need to come up with a big time run stop. Because the one time we had the opportunity to do it, we didn't do it. And that's just reminiscent of last year of like we ain't been able to stop the run since the Denver Broncos came in here and put it on tape. All right. So at this point, as much as I trust in Dan Quinn, I'm still not sure if we can stop the run as well as we will need to against teams like Philly and against teams like San Francisco.
And Dan Quinn, we trust.
No. I trusted his defense. I said I still trusted in last year we weren't able to stop the run like we should. I mean, and these teams look like they've gotten better at running the football. Swift looks better than Miles Sanders. Is that fair?
Oh, definitely.
You trust DQ is going to coach him up to get it right.
I gotta see. I haven't seen it too. I haven't seen it, so I gotta see.
I'm gonna go with my man BC. Your word is sample size.
There it is.
A sample size.
Phrase of the years.
And that's what Arizona showed us. They just gave us a sample size of what this team is going to see the entire season. Gannon used the Philadelphia prescription for this team, this defense, and he knows exactly how to beat these guys. I don't worry about Mac Jones running the ball in the RPO, any of that. I don't think that's going to happen. So I think that simplifies things in a way, but as you get through this division, as you get through the rest of your season, that's going to be one of the things that this defense is definitely going to have to stop because, man, it didn't look good. I mean, and obviously the guy that ran for the 98 yards against us last game, you bring Zeke in. Zeke still has that same capability. He could do the same thing. I mean, they still got James Conner and Zeke got the same kind of speed right now. So listen, he laughed. Your eyeballs are burning the side of my face, so I can. So I know something's going on.
4-3, what was it? 440 to James Conner. Woo.
Man, it's hard out here. You know it's real though. Them counters coming.
It's gonna be. I don't know. Hopefully it's a fun game to watch. Hopefully it's a bounce back game, and it works out for us. But yeah, the battle of the coordinators.
We're gonna see, man.
It's gonna be anytime Bill Belichick comes to town, you say we got to see what Bill's gonna do to the offense on the other side. And yeah, I hope Mike McCarthy.
When are we
revisiting?
On the table. What's the week that we're revisiting? 7. We got to revisit what we said earlier in the season.
Oh yeah, mine's already off. I mean, they lost to Arizona.
Yeah, well. You might recover with a win somewhere.
Man, I was.
But you was at 12-5 though, right?
Nah, you went 13-4.
I was essentially at 13. Nah, I was essentially at 13-4 because I said the last game won't count because we're gonna have it locked in.
Yeah, that's true.
But
you get to change it on the 7th, so I think it's gonna be a lot of changes around.
There's gonna be some changes.
Oh, you right.
Yeah, it's gonna be some change.
Oh, you're right. Because some of them teams at the end, listen. Because if we want to go how sometimes we've been going with like, all right, well this team beat that team and we beat them, and
can't do that.
You can't because Arizona.
Can't do that.
Because Arizona went up there and lost to them our two division opponents, and then we lost to them. And so we'll see, man. That's why it's football, man. Any given Sunday or Thursday or Monday or Saturday.
We're up against it, but I did want to make sure we got this in here. The defensive player of the year.
Oh,
top 3.
I want to start with him.
Who you got on there, man?
Come on. You ain't going away from the bazooka.
No. Who's number 1 right now?
Who got the lead so far?
Pittsburgh, my guy in Pittsburgh.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
I'm going TJ.
All right.
TJ Watt, definitely.
I don't know
he on fire right now.
Between him and Myles Garrett, I'm not sure. Because like what I saw with what teams are doing to try to scheme against Myles Garrett and making him get that false start because they was moving the tight ends back and forth. We gloss over because you said they don't play on primetime like that. But Cleveland's defense has been balling, and the main one on their defense is Myles Garrett. So right now
they don't even mention that dude.
Yeah,
that's crazy. They don't even talk about him like that.
Myles Garrett and TJ Watt right now, number 1, number 2, and then we got to see we got to see how Micah responds in this game, but. Yeah, like those dudes, you can't just discount them. They balling.
So you would say Watt, Garrett,
Micah,
yeah. Just after these 3 weeks.
Yeah, and that's crazy because Michael to me was number 1, number 1, number 2 last week. So they just
each week is different. It's fluid.
Better get consistent though, because it's gonna be a tight race. You got to.
I just hope they all stay healthy because that'd be a hell of a race watching.
Might have an MVP
when
defense.
Bosa gets in shape, we cannot discount him.
He playing.
And last thing about the LT thing, he did win an MVP.
Last defensive player to do it.
Not defense, but MVP.
Oh, the whole thing.
The whole league. That says something.
That's crazy.
Micah's yet to win a defensive player the MVP. LT won it. MVP.
He keep rolling though. He's gonna get close.
But it just that's tough.
Yeah.
This is not a league anymore. I don't think you can do that. Really don't.
Depending on the quarterback play around the league, because right now you got Pat Mahomes.
He's doing and Tua going crazy.
But like Tua may not remain healthy. Pat Mahomes and them, they got beat by the Detroit Lions at the beginning. They scored 17 the next week. There's an opportunity right now as of week 3.
Okay, but you gave a great analogy a couple weeks ago about Montana, Marino, and all the guys that were playing in the league that were just like on top of their game at that point. And you look at these edge rushers right now, man, it's a lot of great edge rushers in the league, bro.
So go back to what we talked about last year. So Mahomes won the MVP. Hurts finished second. TJ Watt wasn't even in the top 3, 4, 5 vote. You weren't even there. It's just it's so hard to win that thing now, especially now. They've made it easier.
You can't even touch these dudes.
You can't touch him. You can't rub up against it. You can't go past the knee. It's hard. It's hard for defensive play. But that just, I just think about what LT did. And just, my gosh, it was amazing. It was amazing. So, Mike, a great play. But when people start talking about LT, I just feel like not.
A little early.
Send your score to us next week, tomorrow too. Don't forget, since you're gonna be out.
LT, Jordan, it's them kind of guys. It's guys like that. All right, let's see.
He gonna get away with this.
Barry Church,
Let's say he won't see it now.
I'm Newey Scruggs. This is Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos. Goodbye.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?